Ahoy and welcome to Windjammer. Living in the islands, we all love to sail. But when we're not sailing, we need to make money. And we've found a niche business opportunity and have created an association to help all the businesses on the islands make as much profit as they can. There's a very hungry market wanting the products that we create, and therefore the Sailing Association of the Islands was formed. So Windjammer is one of our conference programs that was designed to have as few as 5 teams, but can also run for up to 500 teams, however many people you have at your conference. And each team can have between 2 and 5 participants. Every participant is going to be part of one of these teams, the orange, the blue, the white, the red, or the green team, and they will all be competing trying to make the most profit in the room. So let me tell you a little bit about the experience. As I mentioned, each participant is a member of one of these businesses, and each of the businesses has unique products. If I'm the orange team, I have raw materials. I can sell orange carabiners and I can sell orange rope. And I have access to as many raw materials as I can afford to purchase. I start with cash, I start with certain raw materials already at my table, and the ability to go and purchase more from the bank at any time. The challenge is the market is not interested in orange carabiners and orange rope. The market is interested in different sailing products, and there are 5 sailing products that any team can make at any time. So let me just show you an example. This is an example of the Wanderer. If I want to make the Wanderer, it's simply 1 orange rope, 1 white rope, and 1 red carabiner. I only, as the orange team, have access to the orange rope, so I'm going to need to work with the other teams in the room to pick up the raw materials that I need to purchase from them to ultimately turn and sell these products to the market and make money. One of the things that we've learned about the marketplace is that there are very predictable seasonalities, and not all products have the same value at all times. And Windjammer is run in 10 different rounds of 5 minutes each. And depending on the round, the products are worth different amounts to sell them ultimately to our customer. So if I go back to the Wanderer, for example, I can take a look at the market value graph that every team is given, and I would see, if I look at the Wanderer, that in round 2, for every Wanderer that I sell to the customer, they're only willing to pay $500 for it. But if I sell that same product in round 3, it's worth $9,000. So every team not only has to work with the other teams to purchase the raw materials, they need to create a strategy on what am I going to sell to our customers and when am I going to sell it. Ultimately, the team that is able to manage their raw materials best, work with the other teams to get what they need quickly, produce the products and sell them to the customer in a timely manner, will be the team who makes the most profit in the room. So when the experience is over and the scores have been tallied, we have an opportunity to debrief the experience, which is a chance for participants to reflect on what they just did for the last 50 minutes, to think about what their do differentlys are, and to leave them with 3 very simple key learnings that will be able to translate into their businesses and be able to focus on how do I get the best results in what I do every day. So the first key learning is hit every high point. When you look at the market value analysis graph, every single product has the peaks and times when they are going to get the most value. And creating a strategy in Windjammer has to include looking at every single round and saying, how are we going to leverage the opportunity to make the most money every single round? One of the common approaches that teams make is, let's just choose the easiest product and let's just make it and hold on to it until it's worth money again. But you're sitting on your resources, you are tying up your inventory, you are wasting the time of the people at your table. If you hit every high point, it ensures that you are constantly taking advantage of every single opportunity. So the second key learning in Windjammer is use your crew wisely. So if you think about the experience and you think about all the things that have to be done, we need people who can sell the raw materials to other teams. Who's going to buy the raw materials from the bank so that you always have inventory? Who's going to fill out the paperwork? Who's going to build the products? Who's going to sell them to the customer and make sure that happens in time? There are many roles that have to be played in order for a team to succeed. And using your crew wisely requires you to identify the strengths, identify the needs, and ensure that every person on your team is adding maximum value. So the third key learning in Windjammer is plan for all 10 rounds. And typically what happens in the experience is teams look for that first high point and they think, I'm going to sell the Wanderer in round 3 and make $9,000 for everyone. But if you remember, the first key learning was hit every high point. Well, the planning for all 10 rounds is something that needs to be done. We need a leader on the team who can look forward 2 or 3 rounds, that can be calling the strategy, that can be ensuring that the team is working optimally to achieve those results. So it's not about planning for the first hit. It's about constantly looking forward and planning through the very last second of the experience to leverage every opportunity. So one of the things that's unique about Windjammer from a lot of our other conference programs is typically you are just competing against how have the other people in the room done compared to how I'm doing. In Windjammer, we have actually tracked historically every single team that plays, and we have created typical averages for every team. So we know what a typical orange team scores. We know what a typical white team scores, blue, green, and red. And when you are measured for your results, you aren't just measured against the other red teams in the room, you are measured against the typical score historically that we've been running this program for the last 15 years. So ultimately your score is reported as a percentage. We scored 180% compared to what is typical. So it's more than just succeeding in your own area, it's about succeeding against the industry standards, which are world-class. So Windjammer is one of the programs that we have customized a lot over the years, and there's 2 different ways that we can customize this program. The first way that we've customized it is by changing the theme. So most people love sailing, but I've had teams or companies that have said, you know, our theme is mountain climbing, can we change the theme? Absolutely we can. We actually changed the name to Adrenaline Adventures for this group, and using the ropes and the carabiners, we were able to recreate the experience using a mountain climbing theme and tell a different story. The other way that we customize is around the learnings. We have run this program where we have created a debrief that is all about delivering on a balanced scorecard, which balanced collaboration, which balanced their profit, which balanced their feedback from what was it like to work with me. We've done this all based around a customer perspective, where every time they interacted with the customer gave them feedback, and we use that as part of their score as well. Not only how much money did you make, but how did your customer perceive you and the value that you created for them. We've run this where it has been more about collaboration, and one of the things we do, instead of letting every orange team work with any blue team in the room, we actually put them into what we call markets, where this orange team can only work with one specific white team, one blue team, one green team, and one red team. And we're able to track their results against how well they collaborated in their own market. So not only is there a winning team in the end, there's a winning market. And what we typically find is the winning team is part of the winning market, because the more effectively you collaborate, the more opportunity you have to make profit. So this program is very, very versatile. It's high energy. We deliver this for audiences. Again, sales groups love this when they're thinking about their targets and what they need to achieve, and ultimately not only trying to produce revenue, but make it profitable revenue. We have delivered this with HR groups. We've delivered this with entire organizations cross-functionally, so that they can compare themselves to what does it mean to be the orange team? What value do I bring? And how do I leverage myself as we ultimately build our products for our customers? So a lot of different opportunities to customize this program for your specific needs. So whether it's planning, strategy, communication, collaboration, execution, Windjammer can deliver it all.